Markus was a hero. Not the kind with a shiny cape or a super secret hideout, though that would be cool. No, Markus was a hero because he had to be. The world needed saving, and he was the only one who could do it. His mission was simple: stop the bad guys and make sure everyone could sleep safely at night. He had super strength and could fly faster than a rocket. He trained every single day, lifting cars like they were pillows and racing jets just for fun. He was ready for anything. Or so he thought. He had a big heart, and that was his greatest power. But sometimes, a big heart can get you into big trouble. But there was a problem. A big Kelly-sized problem. Kelly was his girlfriend, and she was the sunshine in his very cloudy, hero-filled life. He loved her more than anything. More than flying, more than saving the world, if he was being totally honest. They used to go for picnics in the park and watch silly movies together. She always knew how to make him laugh, even after a long day of fighting giant robots or whatever weird thing popped up. He wasn't just fighting for the world anymore. He was fighting to get back to those simple, happy moments with her. That memory was his fuel, his reason for everything he did. The thing is, Kelly was gone. She hadn't just moved away or gone on a long vacation. She was taken, snatched away by the biggest, baddest villain of them all, Arkus. Markus felt a giant hole in his chest where his happiness used to be. Every morning he woke up and remembered she wasn't there. The world felt a little less colorful, a little less bright without her. His super strength felt a little less super. His super speed felt a little too slow. He knew he had to save her. He had to get her back. It was the most important mission of his entire life, bigger than any world-saving event. His friends, the other heroes, told him to be careful. They said his feelings for Kelly were a weakness. Arkus will use her against you, Markus, they warned. You need to think with your head, not your heart. Markus knew they were right. He knew it was a trap. But what could he do? He couldn't just turn off his feelings like a light switch. His love for Kelly was a part of him, like his arm or his leg. Ignoring it felt impossible. So, he prepared for the fight of his life, knowing his greatest strength was also his most dangerous, most exploitable weakness. Now let's talk about Arkus. This guy was the absolute worst. If there was a competition for villain of the century, Arkus would win every single time. He was super powerful, with shadowy magic that could twist and corrupt anything it touched. He didn't just want to rule the world, that was too boring for him. Arkus wanted to remake the world in his own dark, gloomy image. He wanted gray skies, sad people, and for everything to be miserable, just like him. He led a group of troublemakers called the Arkus, and they were his personal chaos crew, spreading fear wherever they went. Arkus wasn't just about causing random trouble. Oh no, he had a plan. A very evil, very clever plan. He knew about Markus. He knew Markus was the only hero strong enough to stop him. So what did he do? He went after Markus's one and only weakness. He didn't attack Markus with a giant laser or a monster from another dimension. He did something much, much worse. He took Kelly. It was a calculated move, designed to break the hero's spirit. Arkus knew that a hero with a broken heart is a hero who can be beaten. He was counting on it. The Arkus, his followers, were once normal people. But Arkus had a special, creepy power. He could find the sadness in people's hearts and feed it, making it grow until it consumed them completely. He would twist their memories, making them forget the good times and only remember the bad. One by one he turned them into Arkus, beings who lived for chaos and served him without question. They had dark clothes, glowing eyes, and a permanent frown. They were a reflection of Arkus himself, empty, angry, and dedicated to making everyone else feel the same way. Arkus set up his base in a dark twisted castle on a floating island, surrounded by a perpetual storm. It was from this gloomy fortress that he planned his final move. He had Kelly, and he was slowly, patiently working his dark magic on her. He believed that by turning Markus's greatest love into his greatest enemy, he would not only defeat the hero, but also prove his ultimate point, that love, hope, and happiness were illusions. He wanted to show the world that in the end, darkness and despair always win, and he was getting closer to proving it every single day. When Markus finally found Arkus's castle, he was ready for a fight. He expected to find Kelly locked in a cage, scared and waiting for him, but what he found was so much worse. Kelly wasn't a prisoner, not anymore. She was standing right next to Arkus, wearing the dark, tattered clothes of an Arka. Her eyes, which used to be warm and full of life, now had a faint cold glow. A small cruel smile played on her lips, a smile he had never seen before. She looked at him not with love, but with an unsettling emptiness, as if he were a complete stranger. Arkus had done it. He had twisted her. He had spent weeks, maybe months, whispering his dark thoughts into her ear. He showed her visions of a world where Markus failed, where heroes couldn't protect anyone. He preyed on her fears and doubts until her hope withered away. He turned her into one of them, an Arka. She was no longer just Kelly, his girlfriend. She was an agent of chaos, a follower of the villain who wanted to destroy everything Markus fought to protect. It was a punch to the gut that felt worse than any physical blow he had ever taken. "Kelly," Markus said, his voice barely a whisper. His super-strong legs felt like jelly. He could face an army of monsters without flinching. But this was terrifying. "Kelly, it's me. It's Markus." She just stared at him, her expression unreadable. Arkus let out a low, rumbling laugh that echoed through the throne room. "The girl you knew is gone, hero," the villain hissed. "She sees the truth now. Your world of hope is a lie. She belongs with us now. She belongs with me." Every word was a dagger twisting in Markus's already broken heart. Markus saw flickers of the old Kelly in her eyes, a tiny spark of confusion, a brief moment of sadness, but it was quickly swallowed by the darkness. He realized the horrible truth. She wasn't just a hostage he needed to rescue. She was also an enemy he might have to fight. She had been with Arkus for so long that his darkness had become a part of her. The change wasn't just on the outside, it had seeped into her soul. He had come to save his girlfriend, but now he wasn't even sure if she was still in there. The ultimate showdown was here. It wasn't just Markus versus Arkus anymore, it was Markus versus Arkus and Kelly. The love of his life stood between him and the villain he had to defeat. Arkus knew exactly what he was doing. He used Kelly as a shield, daring Markus to attack. "Go on, hero," Arkus taunted. "Strike me down. But you'll have to go through her first. Can you do it? Can you fight the one person you swore to protect?" It was a cruel, impossible choice. Every heroic instinct screamed at him to stop Arkus, but every fiber of his being screamed louder to protect Kelly. Markus was paralyzed. His mind raced, trying to find a way out, a third option that didn't exist. If he fought Kelly, he could hurt her, maybe forever. He might lose her completely, destroying the very person he was trying to save. But if he didn't fight, Arkus would win. The world would be plunged into darkness, and Kelly would remain in Arka forever anyway. It was a trap with no escape. His greatest weakness, his love for Kelly, was being used as the perfect weapon against him. He was strong enough to move mountains, but he felt completely powerless. He looked into Kelly's eyes, searching for a sign, any sign that the girl he loved was still in there. "Kelly, please," he begged, his voice cracking. "Remember us. Remember the picnics, the movies. Remember who you are." For a fleeting moment, a tear rolled down her cheek, a flicker of recognition. Hope surged through Markus. Maybe he could still reach her. But then, her expression hardened again, the coldness returning as she raised her hand, shadowy energy crackling around her fingertips. Was she going to fight him? Was she truly lost to him? The tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a superhero-grade knife. Could Markus find a way to save both Kelly and the world? Or would he be forced to make an unthinkable sacrifice? His mission was no longer simple. It was a tangled mess of love, duty, and despair. The fate of the world and the fate of his heart hung in the balance. As he stood there, facing the two most important figures in his life, one he loved and one he hated, Markus knew that whatever happened next, he would never be the same. The real fight was just beginning.